Welcome back to the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. We're now joined by Steve Hughes of Kern Raceway Park. Had a couple weeks off. You're back. You're refreshed, ready to go.
Yeah, man. Kind of a summer break. So we're going to break that up with a race on the 25th this Saturday night. We're pretty excited about it.
It's going to be a good race too. I think we've got this is Eyewitness News Night, right?
Yeah.
So Channel 29,
KBAK and Fox 58, yeah.
NASCAR Late Model Twin 35s, NASCAR Spec Mods, SRL S2 Tour, NASCAR Mini Stocks, the Legends, which has become, it probably has become the most competitive class out there.
I'll agree.
And then we'll have the 911 series.
Back to the Legends, where it's kind of a dual race. It's the SRL Legends Tour and the INEX Legends out at Kern County Raceway. So we're pretty excited about that. Brings a little bit higher car count for that division and a little bit more competitiveness. So it's going to be exciting.
Explain what that means exactly. Those are both like sanctioning bodies, or do they come together and have one group? So you'll have drivers from all over the state, or what?
We've got some coming from Vegas, guys coming from up north that we don't normally see on our weekly show for the INEX Legends. Let's see, the Manginis will more than likely come down from up north. We've got 4 cars coming from Las Vegas, so that immediately takes that 15, 16, car division up to 22. So we're pretty excited about that one. It's going to be highly competitive, and I think our Saturday night regulars are gonna be challenged this weekend.
It's been an interesting class to watch. And where are we at on the road course? Is that going to happen? Do you think?
It's in the planning stages. That kind of thing takes time.
I love the. I think the more that you look at some of the opportunities you have to kind of play with that facility, it's interesting because you think about how the things have come, how the track has matured, and then you have things like the Supermoto there, and that kind of changes things. The other one too was when the drifting guys came at one time.
They'll be back this year.
And you were like, my favorite part was, you didn't expect them to go up onto the big half mile?
No, we didn't. We thought that they were just going to have a small course, kind of in the flatland area, around the quarter mile there. We did not expect them to go full throttle down the back straightaway and slide it into turn 3 at 120 miles an hour. That was crazy.
That made for, I think that was one of those eye-opening things where, wow, let's go check this out. So,
and we're in talks with a couple of those groups, the Northern California group and the Southern California group, which we saw out at Kern County Raceway earlier this year, to have a full day event out at KCRP and a competition. So we're in talks to do that, possibly early next year.
It's the drifting. Now we're totally digressing here, but it just
course.
shows you that the diversity of things you can offer at that facility. And then the other one too that we just talked about, I think a couple weeks ago, actually on First Look with Scott Cox. Pat Brown is going to have his crit races out there.
We're excited about that.
And that's going to really. It's not going to be around the oval.
No.
It's going to be.
So explain to the viewers what a crit is. So it's a criterium.
Criterium race on bicycles.
Right.
And that is weekend of October 10th, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's the 10th and 11th. So that Saturday night and Sunday, it'll be the Jump Start Classic. And the groups from down south and up north are going to come down, and it's going to be an amazing weekend. So we're excited about that one.
And that's just going to, again, another example of what you can do with the facility. Yeah. And they're going to run through the tunnel and stuff. And
all that. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this weekend. So what do you expect as far as who's going to be there this weekend, and what are you expecting?
Well, after a couple weeks off, we're going to see our regulars in the late model division, and that points chase has gotten, really come down to 2 drivers, Eric Richardson in the 44 and Lance Wilson in the 15. Just 6 points separating those 2 drivers. Chris Dalton running in 3rd, Racing Byrne in 4th, and rounding out the top 5 is Josh Horn. We're going to see those regulars out there back down to 35 laps instead of the 38 that we had planned for the 4th of July.
Right.
Going to see some great racing, some side-by-side stuff, both at the front of the pack and in the middle of the pack. So we're ready to go back to racing in the late models and really start the second half of our season.
So what's the intensity of the rivalry right now between
Very
Lance Wilson
intense.
and is
palpable?
Really?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
Is it and it's something you guys are going to promote a little bit, because it is fun to watch. I enjoy watching both of them.
Absolutely. They're both great race car drivers. And we're excited to see how the rest of the season goes between those two.
Nice. Let's take a look at the next couple of weeks here. So after this weekend, we'll have another little bit of a break, but coming back big on August 15th and August 22nd. The late models again on this is actually I think I have it wrong, don't I? I have a copy wrong.
No, you're right there.
Okay. So we have another one on the August 15th with the Eyewitness News again.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to take another 2 weeks off. So basically, over the this little summer break here, 6 weeks of racing, we drop one race in the middle, and then back in action on August 15th. And Eyewitness News is going to sponsor that night as well. Late models, spec mods, legends, bandos, mini dwarfs return, and the 911 series.
I got to give a shout out. I just found out a friend of ours who's a BPD officer, John Bilt, will be racing in the 911 series. I think this weekend.
Great.
So that's
John
exciting.
Bilt.
Bilt, B-I-L-D-T.
Okay.
Good guy.
Yeah.
So
built for speed.
Built for speed.
Already.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's gonna
shout it out for him. Saturday night on August 22nd, we'll have the late model Twin 35s, NASCAR Mini Stock, Saturday Night Supermoto, and 911 series. So that's going to be fun.
I think you're right. We may have some confusion there on what we've got going on that night.
I'll double check on that for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Let's talk about points, though. You talked about this before. So Eric Richardson, Lance Wilson, Chris Dalton, Rayson Vernon, and Josh Horn in the late models class there. This is going to come down. This is going to be a close one all the way through the rest of the season, right?
I believe it is. Yeah, these guys are going to have to finish strong.
And is there anyone who can sneak in there and break it, or is it pretty much Richardson and Wilson are the top two right now?
There is. We've got still quite a few races left. Most of our races are twins. I believe 8 of the last 9 races are going to be twins, the points races, which ends, I believe, on September 19th with the Budweiser National Championship season finale on that night. But some serious things are going to have to happen to those top 2 cars for someone to sneak in and take over those top 2 positions.
Okay. Let's go down to the legends, and we talked about this one. And Fast Eddie Garoni is your leader. Eric Olson, who was the track champion last year.
No.
Who was it? Who was the track champion?
Oh, now you're going to put me
legends.
in the legends. Young man, come on now. I cannot believe.
Oh, I know.
Weaver.
We have Brandon Weaver.
Brandon Weaver. Thank you.
Where's he racing at now?
He's been doing a couple legends races. He was at our last legends race, but early on he made some contact with kind of a teammate and a younger kid that he's helping out and put them both out of the race.
Oh, geez.
So hopefully we'll see him this weekend as well.
Brandon Weaver. Yeah. Eric Olson was
second place
last year. Okay.
It might have been Olson third, Garoni second. Yeah. Now you're making me reach way back in the memory banks.
But Garoni and Olson are there. Is Olson got to win this season yet?
Yes,
he's got to win, right? Okay, because he's always in the mix.
Hang on, I'll hold that thought right there.
Double check it.
Hold that thought. Let me double check. No wins, but 5 top 5s.
So there he is. So he's waiting to break through in this class.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then Garrett Fine. Colton Page and Tyler Bannister are in your top 5, and Garrett and Tyler, two of the young guys. Colton there as well. We've talked about them a lot over the last few weeks, and this class continues to be competitive.
Yeah, and Braden Rogers and Jerry Flippo, some of the youngsters as well. Basically, from 3rd to 7th position, we're looking at the young Lions that are really starting to make a charge.
Okay, moving to the pro late model, Derek Thorne, Kenny Smith, Dennis Furden, Scott Sanchez, and Tim Smith. This is pretty much all Derek Thorne.
Yeah, it has been. But we've got some great news. We've got some interest in our final 2 pro late model races coming up. And Dan Holtz is going to make his return to the SRL Southwest Tour. He's going to run in a couple of those pro late model races. So we're very excited. Chaz Anderson has come down and tested his new Hamke late model as well. We're hoping to see him in those pro late model races. So we could get that field to grow quite substantially in those last 2 pro late model events.
Spec Mod. This is a class that we thought might have been dead in the water after the season opener, but has just really done a great job of rebounding. All the guys are so enthusiastic. You got Brock Thompson, the leader there, Eric Brust, Jim Coffey, Ed Coffey. I think they're cousins, right? Is that
they're
right?
Brothers.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. I always can't keep the families.
Yeah,
together.
I know it's tough.
Matt
Adamo,
Lewis,
Adamo.
know,
what are you gonna do?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Matt Lewis is there.
That's mighty Matt Lewis, by the way.
Matt Lewis.
Yeah.
This class has become fun.
It has been. Yeah, it's been great.
And Johnny White, is in the bottom of the point standings, but he comes in and races once in a while. And
with his schedule, doing full time on the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West, and he's been doing very well in that series, and that takes priority over the spec mods, and it really has opened up the field, and we've seen some great racing in this division.
What has been your feedback from these guys in that division? Because we've talked about before, not to beat it up, but it looked really really bad at the season opener, but
Yeah.
now it's just come back, and there's more cars now. And
Yeah, the majority of these cars, except for the Jim Coffey machine, they're all purpose-built dirt cars that have been, retrofitted to go on the asphalt. Now,
Right.
also the 17 car, as we know, and the 25 from last year were purpose-built asphalt cars too, which, was fine. They just came out and dominated. Now, I think if you put a different driver
right,
in that number 17, things may change, but we know that car is fast. We know it's designed for the asphalt racing, but these guys that have taken their converted dirt cars, and put them on the asphalt, it's the competitiveness level. The parity has just been great since Johnny has stepped away from this division and is really pursuing that Pro Series West.
right.
So
it's been a fun series to watch. Let's talk
Certainly
about
has.
fun super stocks. Johnny Bedingfield, the leader, the Perrin Kuchler, who is the defending champion. I got that
Correct.
one right. Michael Nix, Greg
you
Puskarich.
still misspell his name. It's Kootstra for Kootstra.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're fine.
You know what? I think it's actually never mind.
That's all right. You
It's on
spelled Puskarich and Ebersbacher
Ebersbacher,
correctly.
right, yeah.
And then Bedingfield.
Bedingfield, which we usually have an extra
D. You
in there.
finally got that one right.
Yeah. The one that I'm still uncertain is in the Clennies.
Yeah, I know.
That's all over the place.
I know.
But this has been another group too that's been fun to watch too. Bedingfield with really winning, several wins in a row there for a while. Got beat,
four
got
in a
four in
row.
a row, and then got beat on the night he wanted to win most,
Right.
which was the Braden Braveheart night. But still, this has been a great class to watch.
Yeah, the last three races, Perrin Kootstra has won 2, and Paul Ebersbacher has won 1. Ebersbacher, of course, getting his first win in a decade in a stock car. So
That's right.
congratulations to
That's
him.
right, yeah.
And this division is still growing. We've got Howie Smith, who was really going for the track championship last year when he crashed his car, has a brand new race car. He was at our last race, and I hope to see him for the remainder of the super stock events in 2015.
Nice. All right, Kirsty Young is your senior mini dwarf leader. Also defending champion Riley Massey, Seth Wise, Lane McDonald, and Reese Armstrong. Junior mini dwarf Cale McClenny running away with it right now, has just been really dominant in that junior mini dwarf category. Abigail Rogers, Tristan Pettit, Haley Whittington, and Mallory Myers running out your top 5. And in the bandos, Cabe McClenny, Cheyenne Flippo, Kirsty Young, Jeremy Clark, and Sam Richardson. So the McClennies have done a great job this season as well.
Boy, have they ever. Those McClenny brothers and their parents, they do a fantastic job, and they're great supporters of not only our track, but the Speedway as well.
Let's talk about, we missed two classes, mini stocks. What's going on in mini stocks, and what about 911 series?
Well, 911 series, let me just get to my notes here.
Right.
I'm not afraid to look those up. But, Terry Pettit has just caught fire in the mini stock division. He's got 3 wins in a row, and he's your current points leader. He holds a 10-point advantage over Stacey Evans, Sam Pache, Randy Smith, and Kyle Flippo in the number 18 round out the top 5 there. The Kern County Sheriff's Department has really been the one to beat this year. 3 wins in the 911 racing series. The BPD has 1 victory. Everybody else, Kern County Fire, Taft PD, Bakersfield Fire, and Kern County Probation, still looking for their first wins of the year.
All right, just want to clarify that on the 15th, again, we'll have the NASCAR late model, Twin 35s,
Right.
NASCAR spec mods, Legends, Bandos, mini dwarfs in the 911 series. And then on the 22nd of August, Prolates,
Yeah.
right. Twin 35, or mini stocks, Saturday night Supermoto 911 series, that's on the 22nd. And then the 29th, again, back at it, the Johassy rebar night at the races with Prolate models on the 29th. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to look.
Double check that
You
one.
really have messed me up,
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm throwing
you have
these-
really
throwing at
messed
you.
me up.
Who's going to win the Brickyard 400?
That's a tough one. You always got to look at Jimmy Johnson. He shines there, as does Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick.
The Bushes, though, have been hot.
Yeah, man, Kyle Busch, unbelievable.
Yeah.
3 out of the last 4.
Right.
I just I got to pick Harvick. I got to go with my Bud guy.
Gotta go with
Got to
Harvick.
go with my hometown guy, my Budweiser guy. I think he can pull it off again. I think he has 22 second place finishes this year. So Yeah, it's
And
pretty
I think
crazy.
He's only finished out of the top 5 or like 3 times.
Old point system, he'd be running away with this deal. They may have already won it under the old point system. Yeah,
it'd be over.
Yeah.
All right, great deal. Thanks so much. Hopefully see you out there on Saturday night.
Absolutely, come and visit us.
All right, coming up next, Bakersfield Speedway, and we'll talk about what they happened to them last week. They had rain last week.
They did. It was soggy out there.
Rain. So we'll talk about what that did to the track and what they got coming up this weekend. So we'll be right back after these messages.